There's a reason why in astrology, Pisces is the sign of illusion, but Pisces is also the sign of music. Why? Because music is used to cast spells of illusion on people. This is the perfect example. Manipulate. What's the sign of manipulation? You know what I mean? Well, there's several, but I'm saying using
I was
music.
going to say Cancer. No.
Yeah, Scorpio.
Well, all of the water signs typically.
All of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Pisces has what in the 9th house? Scorpio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, which ninth house Scorpio is extreme manipulation. So, these people, honestly, they are spin doctors of illusion.
That brings up a very interesting point with that whole over empathetic sympathy thing. And I'm hating it. I'm hating it because it's just what we were talking about before. Nobody wants to put themselves out there anymore. Nobody wants to speak anymore because you feel like you have to be ultra perfect about what you're doing and what standpoint you're taking, or you're going to be canceled or looked at, and you can't judge and you can't criticize and you can't do this. I don't give a fuck. Guess what? I can judge. They say you can't judge. Only God put judgment in my chart in the sign of Capricorn. He put it there because I was allowed to express it where I saw fit and to deal with the responsibility when I did it. Just like he put tears in my chart, which means I can cry when I want to and feel sympathy and empathy when I want to. He put happiness and joy in my chart so I can feel happiness and joy when I want to. He put fucking Mars there, which means I can fight and be angry if I want to when I feel it's necessary to want to. I got Uranus in Aquarius, which means I can cut off shit whenever I want to, however many times that I want to. I was given the divine will to express all emotions. And we're getting into this society where people are telling you can only express certain ones when we tell you how we tell you to do it. It's some fucking bullshit. It's some bullshit.
Yeah, and Mars and Gemini is battle rap, by the way.
Yeah.
So you'll probably get to see more battles. Tell Rod get to see more battles over the next 6 months because Mars is going to be a Gemini for 6 months.
I'm glad that they're starting to bring more of a battle rap on there. I've been watching URL, Smack, and Queen in the Ring since like 2011. I've been following that whole trail. So while people think it's brand new, underground has always had battle rap.
Always.
They put it on BET. They had K-Shine and DNA on there battle rapping for a BET Awards. These brothers been battle rapping for years.
Yeah, I brought up rap, so now I was going to ask you about.
I want to hear Stormy's clapback.
The
Nicki Cardi. Oh,
the Belcalis Amazar, however I say her name. Or that be. I don't know.
They should be allowed to beef without their fans taking it so fucking personal.
The fans are the worst.
Stop being
the fans
pussy
taking
about
it more
this
personal
shit.
than they are.
Yes.
Right.
Y'all say Nicki write her shit, right? Y'all say Nicki write her shit, right? What's that? Looking at by Nicki Minaj on his Wikipedia page. He has writing credits for it. Y'all dumb as hell.
You crazy?
Hello?
No, she's been here.
We want to see Bad Baby. Bad Baby! Because first of all, Bad Baby is not a barb. So why would I be a fan of somebody that's not even a barb? If you don't stand Nicki, bitch, we don't stand you. I wasn't coming as a fan. I was coming to whoop that whole ass for talking about the queen of rap.
Nicki Minaj's barbs did something so disgusting and so distasteful that I feel like it was appropriate for me to address it immediately. A popular YouTube commentator and writer by the name of Kimberly Foster, who has always been critical of things going on in pop culture, mind you, had some things to say about Nicki's character, and she decided to tweet the following over the summer. She took to Twitter and she tweeted, "Nicki is so clearly a horrible person. Negativity sticks to her like glue. I don't know if we've ever seen this before. Kimberly put out that tweet. Of course, it went viral, and instantaneously, she was immediately bombarded with cyberbullying, and people gruesomely attacked her on the thread that she tweeted.
All of a sudden, I'm waking up this morning to, get ready, start my day, outline, because I was going to do a breakfast with Kimberly. And then all of a sudden, my phone starts buzzing, and it's early, like 8. And I'm like, what? Who is blowing up my phone? And I, look at the lock screen, like, what? So I am going to try to get around some of the, YouTube censorship by not exactly saying everything here. But hypocritical hoe, bitch, she did nothing but defend herself. But when she does, y'all call her evil and crazy. Knock it the fuck off. Don't ever mention, oops. Nicki, she's the queen of rap. You're a nobody. Cut it the fuck off. Stop speaking on Nicki, you weird bitch. Okay, that's normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know where your brother goes to school. Do you want him K'd? 1 to the head. Whore, slut, cunt, nobody loves you. I will hunt you down. Your secure building can only save you for so long. At some point, you're gonna go out. And I promise you, I will be there right behind you. They will find you in some alley mutilated. Fat nose ass bitch, that's, ugly, that's normal. But then, currently outside waiting, open up. I will literally murder you to this song. That's not normal. Stand shit. I hope you get ard. I hope you get ard, bitch. Don't care how secure your building is. It's not enough. It's not secure enough to prevent guns and fire. Cause I be the baddie bee, Barbie Tings. Can't wait to see your face when I shoot your building up. We go up, ski mask, baby. Okay. This is okay. I hope a cop handcuffs you and shoves, okay. I will shit on your dad's grave and handcuff you to the gate so you can watch and scream. You fucking old bitch.
And you know what? Mars, man. First of all, I'm Janét put me up on this because I wasn't fully knowledgeable about everything going on with this rivalry. I mean, I know it goes back for years, but these recent developments, I wasn't aware of them.
It was so many tweets between Cardi B and Akbar. But anyway, it started with them going back and forth, talking about they subtweeting and how they this, how they that. But it ended up to where Akbar was talking junk and saying that Cardi B was jealous because she was, on Nicki Minaj's song. Akbar is talking junk and Cardi B calls her and they end up texting and all kinds of stuff happened. So Akbar was talking about her not being able to write a rhyme and all that stuff. Then all of a sudden they said Nicki Minaj responded. Did she really respond to Cardi B? Or this was a coincidence that she just happened to do this? Akbar says, I'm about to do something you never do. Write a rap. Cardi said, I'm about to do something you never do. Pick up my kids from school. You got 20 minutes to talk to, because after that, my attention goes to my kids the whole day. But anyway, she talks about how Cardi B is mad about the future and everything like that. All this is going on, and then you see this from Nicki, still ugly by the way. Everybody's like, oh yeah, she's definitely talking about Cardi B. And then she posts this, basically writing like I write my rap type thing.
But yeah. Mars and Gemini for a Sagittarius, which Nicki Minaj is a Sagittarius, that's other people coming at you.
Nicki Minaj decides to gaslight the beef between Cardi B and JT of the City Girls. And this is what I be talking about. Nicki Minaj did not have to gaslight or jump in between this beef that happened last night between Cardi B and JT of the City Girls. But Nicki Minaj is one of those people that will click up with your enemies just to hate on you because she needs the backup. She can't hold her own. So this whole JT and Cardi B started from a troll page on Twitter. The page tweeted JT, Akbar, B.I., and Katie Benz after seeing Gorilla get a top 10 hit without doing all the D-riding and extra shh. And then JT responded and said, I'm not like that at all. I I've been doing remixes and never got credited on a chart, but they get sung word for word and help push the original song as intended. Unlike y'all, where I can't even say y'all, cause y'all don't rap, y'all tweet. Congratulations, Glow, and stream F&F remix and Queen mix. Now y'all know it's super easy to get under JT's skin to make her respond back and forth with the trolls, so they kept trolling her. And this is what the next person had to say. This one tickled you, not congratulations, Glow. You know you can't mention Cardi or your master will get the whip. Talking about Nicki Minaj, basically. Then JT responded and said, nah, the tweet was too long. Plus Cardi been having top 10s. I've been congratulating her for years. This is Glow first one. I've been ignoring y'all, but y'all are hella annoying. Move around and get off my D. Thank you. So after all that, it still seemed like JT didn't want no beef with Cardi B. So she responded by saying, I was in jail, but also very thankful. Also never dissed her. Also never had a problem. She said because I wrote her fans back. The same fans she cursed out like a dog. But hey, I could be wrong. I don't know. Well, Cardi got wind of everything that was going on, and she called her a lap dog. Basically, she's saying she a lap dog for being on Nicki Minaj's lap. Basically, if y'all don't know, Nicki Minaj and JT was on live, and Nicki Minaj made JT recite the diss song that JT did against her, and made her look like a fool on live.
Nicki ain't in Nicki can't rip no. She ain't even from the streets. I'ma drop you like a bag of groceries.
Bitch.
Come to the grocery store and you drop it at the door.
Mm-hmm.
With you in my delusional mind, in my Lucy, in my scammer days, I was just so mad. Like I'm just so, I don't know why I was so mad.
And don't say nothing. Don't say it no more. So let this be the last night. And I know you be texting me though. You be texting too. Don't ever. Let's leave it. You've said it. I've received it.
Now this is what Cardi B was talking about when she said lap dog. Basically, she calling her Nicki Minaj lap dog, because Nicki Minaj embarrassed her in front of 30,000 people on her live, making her recite the rap that she did dissing her before JT went to jail. And through that whole live, you can tell that JT is on her knees. I'm surprised she didn't have a towel on standby to wipe the corners of her mouth, because that was embarrassing. So after all that, Cardi B responded and said, go fetch. Then JT said, Cardi, you go fetch a real talent. We DMing why you come back here to put on a show for these kids. Now after Cardi B and JT was beefing for about an hour, Nicki Minaj decides to go live and gaslight the situation. And we all know why Nicki is mad, because her numbers are down. She dropped her video 2 days after Cardi B and Gorilla dropped their music video, and their music video got a little over 13 million views in that time frame, and her video only got 2 million views in that time frame. So whenever that happens, Nicki Minaj loses her mind. She can't stand to see another female artist above her. She always has to be above them. That's how she feels. So she gotta attack to draw attention to her to get more views, not to...
Rest in peace, P&B Rock. You know, the rapper that the guy that was robbed and killed, unfortunately, at the Waffle House or whatever. Sagittarius. Like, I think he had a stellium. I'm not sure, but I know Mars in the 7th house for Sagittarius is people being violent or, aggressive toward you. So, you gotta, I would say, honestly, I would advise any Sagittarius to just kind of like sit it out, for right now. Yeah. Because of Mars. I mean, what do you guys think?
No, I agree. I made a point about that too, because technically, even I don't even know what Kodak Black, I don't know what his natal placements are either, but they both came out about that P&B Rock and went in on the baby mama. And then later it comes to find out that the people who committed the crime were already there, you know, so now they have to extend what the conspiracy is. But we should have learned that once again. We should have learned that lesson a long time ago. If you're not there personally and you don't know the intricates when it comes, especially to crimes committed, you better wait till that investigation is done, and then that's information you need to wait for everything to come out before you make a judgment on. You know, it's being conscious about when and where to speak on something.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's Mars and Gemini.
Pushing forward with the gossip.
Yep.
That's Mars and Gemini, just saying what you feel like saying in a minute.
I feel. Well, now I feel, but you know, just
I think
that may not be factual.
Yeah, whole bunch of it. That was really messed up. Can you imagine how that woman
That was
felt?
fucked up. Like, imagine having the love of your life shot in cold blood in front of you and a gun pointed at your head while it's happening, and the whole internet is blaming you for it.
Yep.
And he shared it. Did he not share his location his damn self as well?
Yeah, from what I understand, when they got through the investigation, that
he also did it because he was on live talking some shit or whatever. But again, like you said, those people were already there.
But it was a whole family. Did you see what?
Yes.
Did you see how it was a whole family?
The son,
like
the dad, the mom.
I thought it was. Oh, it was more than just the son and the dad.
The mom too.
Well, she was the accessory. Like the stepmother was at home, but the reason why they got caught, I guess, or whatever, is because the cell phone call. They made a call to her while they were in the parking lot or planning or to do this crime, and so she knew about it. That's the thing. And then he dropped the son off after it was done with the stepmother. He kept driving to Vegas, so he dropped the son off. The son was the actual shooter, allegedly. But he kept driving to Vegas, and the son stayed with them. She was in court crying because she about to go down. They all going down.
Yeah, she should. Cause what?
This South Node and Scorpio got motherfuckers wilding, okay? Totally wilding. Like, I think Sagittarius need to chill. That's one reason why I brought him up. I think Sagittarius should just chill. Not saying that the rap beef would go that far, but I'm just saying in general, like,
people are being threatened too behind a lot of stuff that's going on with the female rap beef right now. I was telling, and Erica and I briefly talked about this. I caught Tiye up. It seemed like Marie knew about some of it too. Like, there's a blogger being sued by Nicki Minaj.
Shoveling all this cocaine up her nose. Allegedly. Thank you. Allegedly. But we all know it's true. Listen, I can't even say allegedly with that because we know it's true. I'm not saying allegedly on that. Nicki Minaj is a cokehead. We all see it. Her husband is a rapist. We all saw that. I covered that for weeks. Weeks of covering the Surviving the Petty story.
So, on this situation with Nicki Minaj suing vlogger Nosey Heaux, it says, plaintiff Onika Tanya Mirage, by her attorneys Judd Bernstein, complaining of the defendants, alleges, 1, this action is brought to vindicate the reputation of plaintiff, a superstar artist who is known as Nicki Minaj. The defendants herein have outrageously defamed plaintiff by posting a video on their Twitter page in which defendant Marley Green, who goes by the name of Nosey Heaux, falsely and maliciously stated that the plaintiff is a cokehead who is shoving all this cocaine up her nose. Further, evidencing a fundamental lack of decency, Green has also posted vile comments about plaintiff's 1-year-old son. While these comments are not actionable, they nonetheless demonstrate why punitive damages should be awarded in this case.
Child, the whole bloodline, including the baby. The whole bloodline is disgusting, including a fucking new baby. She needs to get that baby in. And listen, I don't care. Like I said, I'm never going to get up here and be fake for nobody. I'm not going to be PG-13. I'm not going to be censored for nobody. I'm always going to stand true to who I am. People fuck with me for that reason. Because I'm not going to get up here and tiptoe and dance around. Because people mad. Let motherfuckers be mad. I don't give a damn. File your lawsuits. Your baby's gonna be a rapist too. The whole bloodline is disgusting, including your baby. And you need to be trying to get some of that rapist nature out of your baby right now before he grows up to harm somebody's daughter or son. That baby is, listen, I'm scared to be an old lady in a world that baby is growing up in. Get that baby in therapy. You can go suck some dick. You are trash, your husband's trash, your brother's trash, your mama is trash, your daddy, the dead one and living, both of them is trash. And before that baby grows up to be trash, you better get that baby some help, because that baby gonna be garbage too if you don't.
She actually, this blogger, Nosey Heaux Live, I've watched her for a while. She actually had the victim of Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, on her show. Like, she was the first person to bring her on. She didn't even show her face at that time. So she believes that has a lot to do with why she's being sued right now, even though the lawsuit is about her claiming that Nicki Minaj is a cokehead.
We don't fuck with that shit over here. We're not protecting rapists and predators and pedophiles over here. And now people are bashing Jennifer Huff and saying that she lied about being raped by Kenneth Petty, which she didn't. I have the initial interview that I did with Jennifer Huff. It's on my website, noseyheauxlive.com. Because what the fuck y'all not gonna do? Y'all not gonna keep saying that this woman is lying, because she's not lying. Okay? She's not lying. You see that first video? My first interview with Jennifer Huff? This was posted on my YouTube channel until it was taken down. Now it's on my website where no one can take it down. Go over to noseyheauxlive.com to watch the full video, but we are going to watch some of it here. Kenneth Petty is a serial rapist, but y'all keep defending this man, okay? Keep showing how sick you are. And see, now we're about to get into it.
Can everybody hear me? I was emailing back and forth with the alleged victim, and just like trying to get everything straight, I just wanted to report whatever information she wanted out there. I just want to start this off by saying I do not know that this is true or not. I don't know. People are saying that she's making this up for clout. We don't know. I'm not going to claim to know because I don't know. Do y'all understand that? She has a right to tell her story, and then the man has a right to defend his damn self. As an artist, Nicki Minaj as an artist, I think Nicki Minaj is an excellent motherfucking artist. I think that some of these immature people don't know how to separate the artist from the flaws in the actual human being, though. As a human being, Nicki Minaj has serious flaws, y'all. Nicki Minaj keeps ending up surrounding herself with predator men. And I don't care how much y'all don't like it. I'ma speak about it. Last night, I got an email and she sent me this video of a woman speaking out about what happened to her allegedly. And she says that she is the person who was allegedly raped by Kenneth Petty. She told the whole story and people were poking holes in her story. So I emailed her and I asked her about some of the things that people were asking. She emailed me and answered those questions. As much as you support Nicki Minaj, that's fine. Nicki Minaj decided to marry someone who has been accused of rape. Instead of you all dragging someone who might actually be a victim, why don't y'all try to get sis some help?
The last thing I said to Nicki before I hung up was, I need you to know, woman to woman, this really happens. And after that conversation, the only people that contacted me was street goons. I think she has somebody in her camp named Ganks. He was contacting my family members.
Okay, so when you said to Nicki that you're telling her woman to woman that this didn't happen, what did she say?
She was like, well, I heard that you were willing, to help us out in this situation. The phone call happened right after he had got arrested for not registering or whatever. And they felt like, let me rewind a little bit. When I was 16, right, because I went and did this myself. I didn't go home. I didn't have a parent go to the hospital with me. I didn't have my grandmother call the cops or whatever. I went to school. When I got out of his house and people laughing about me hitting him with a plastic bottle, it wasn't a little plastic water bottle. It was a thick, heavy, almost like a full bleach bottle
You
or
had
whatever
to put
happened.
that in the house, in his house?
In his house in order to get out.
Right.
And he happened to fall in between the beds there, and I ran down the steps. But at this time, I wasn't only being threatened by people out on the street, I was being threatened by the adults that was in my life to make this go away.
Why?
Because they didn't want no problems at their mother's house. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, Kenny was out on the streets at that time. And from what I knew about him and his family, that's how I knew them, from being from in the streets.
Apparently the victim of Kenneth Petty was threatened. She was offered money to drop what she said had happened, to recant her testimony. That happened at this point a lot of years ago. She was 16 years old. But she's gotten threats. Nosey Heaux has gotten threats from the Barbs. Like, she was doxxed. They gave up her real information. So stuff really is getting real with these fans. Just like you were saying, Marie, like, you can say some slick shit, and it's like, that's one of the reasons I like rap. That's what inspired me to rap as a little kid. Like, what had me drawn to it. I didn't know people was going to be dying because of it. And, you know, it's just crazy. I don't know what's going to happen, but it don't feel like it's going to be good. And it's coming from the fans, not necessarily the rappers themselves.
Yeah, and then, you know, it's giving, I don't want to, God, how can I say this so this doesn't get lost in translation? But the artists themselves aren't relaying that message to their fans either, and they're using them as a crutch. This is what it appears to be, because you guys know that you're beefing in the music industry, and you know the music industry, and you know it's a part of rap, and this has been a part of the culture for decades, that you don't stop for 2 seconds to tell your fans, yo, chill. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? You don't even if it's not in the moment of the heat, every now and then just reminding them, this is what we do in this culture. This is part of the rap, hip hop, music culture. We make diss tracks, we go back and forth, and all this other shit. They are allowing some of their fans to take hold and root in their delusions that they really feel like they are warriors and part of an army for the people that they idolize. So then they start going after people as minions. What the fuck? Rap artists have minions in their fans? Like, the idea of it sounds nuts if you stop to really contemplate that. You are a consumer of art. Yes. You ain't no soldier. You know what I mean? You not know wearing the t-shirt, the mindset that you are, that they're even going to recognize that you even did this for them in the first place.
She don't even know you. Like,
but they still use them though. And that's the
true.
issue.
Do you take any accountability?
Love you guys. What?
Do you take any accountability in the forming of a Nicki hate train?
No.
They're using their fans, and them not saying anything is using their fans. Do you get what I'm saying? Them just letting them go off and do whatever they want to do.
That's Saturn in Aquarius. Isn't Saturn in Aquarius? You have a responsibility to the people.
Yes.
You have to be responsible to the people. You have to be mature for the people. Yes. You have to be a leader, a qualified leader of the people. But it's square Uranus in Taurus. You know what I mean? And Uranus is still the people. But Uranus is still knowledge, and Taurus is value. So that Saturn-Uranus square is just bringing up the issues of, you know, responsibility, you know, versus money. You know what I mean? It's just, this is really just an example again, and we can't, you know, ignore the North and South node. Like this whole T-square, you know, between Saturn and the nodes and Saturn and Uranus. Like, people have to get their values straight. Like we said, South Node and Scorpio, you're sitting out in front of a freaking pancake house or Waffle House to take somebody's chain because you feel that desperate. You know what I mean? That fearful of lack. Like, this South Node and Scorpio has got people running over their their baby daddy. Like, I'm seeing the wildest stories that have taken place while South Node is in Scorpio, whether it's just all over control, or again, fear of, Taurus, Scorpio is still money and possession. So it's just really, like you said, you're exploiting your fans' ignorance because you want to remain on top of Billboard. You're exploiting your fans' devotion because you got this amount of time left. To be honest, a lot of this, I mean, there's so much happening, I think, it's just right there at the precipice where the climate is going to change. You know what I mean? You're going to see so many things, I think, happening in these next couple months or whatever, where I don't know what it's going to take to be an eye opener for folks, because the genuine care is not there for the people. The genuine care, just like you said, exploiting the people, exploiting their fandom. I don't know. I'm done with that.
It's coming out more and more how they're exploiting them too. Like you said, even though they're not directly involved, they're not being responsible. There's arguments all the time about people of note, famous people, whether they be musicians or not, and the responsibility that they have to society and to their fans and just to people in general about what they portray. I mean, some people will have a problem about the content of what's in people's music. That's one thing that people think that people aren't responsible with. That's debatable. Right. But, when it comes to, you directly are seeing your fans, like, you could go on Twitter right now and go onto any one of Cardi B's posts or anyone in Nicki Minaj's posts, and you're going to see the opposing person's fans just jump in there. Like, they'll just respond to Cardi like, Nicki's better than you. Fuck you need to die. Like, I've seen all types of stuff. Yep. Like, and not one word being like, Barty gang, calm down. Barbs, stop. Which means that at some extent, even behind the scenes, though you're not literally telling them to do it in public forum, you're telling them to do it because you're not stopping it. You like this for some reason. They're even bringing other rappers into the situation.
And I think a lot of this, oh my God, I can hear the buzzing already. But they do it with Beyonce, and if I can remember, as far as women go and having that army of fans, she's like the forefront most, the beehive, right? You can't say a critical thing about Beyonce whatsoever, or her fans start dropping bumblebees and finding out where you live.
Yeah, that
and
too.
Destroying your job and your livelihood because they feel like they're an army for Beyonce,
That's right.
Like you said, with the responsibility for the network that you have built and for the people, not saying anything is just as detrimental as saying go ahead and do it. Yep. You're acquiescing the power that you hold over these people to allow them to flourish on with it. What is the difference of a cult? Tell me where there's a difference between Jim Jones and your Barty gangs, your Barbs, and your beehives. They're the same type of cult mentality. What they say, their word, they take it as gospel. They feel like there's a hidden message that this individual is telling them to go forth and spread their word, their music, and their ideology. There's the group attacking of others who say something against them. This is the same cult mentality. It's the beginnings of the cult mentality as anything else. Because how do we know this? If any one of these superstars were to go ahead and say, drink the Kool-Aid, not all of them would do it, but a good fucking majority of them would. You see what I'm saying? Because they told me to. And the fact that they're ignoring that exists, and they're using it. They're using it to, like you said, to stay on top, to stay relevant, to feel safe and secure, that they don't have to fight against anybody. They fans gonna do it. How do I know? Because Nicki Minaj just did this with the girl that she's gonna sue. Openly on Twitter and Instagram, thanked her fans for giving her and her team all the information on that woman. The fuck are you saying right now? You just literally said it was okay for your fans to go pry into the, you can handle your own, harass and all that shit so you can make a lawsuit, and you don't have no responsibility over these motherfuckers. You don't even know how crazy they are. You didn't just send a serial killer to this woman's house and you don't even fucking know it because you want some information for a lawsuit and you say that shit is okay. Like, it's not. And this is the veil of this whole Neptune thing as well. These fucking leaders, Pluto and fucking Capricorn, and the corruption they all hold, and that it's hidden behind art and music and freedom of this and that, is behind the scenes. This shit is ugly, and they're all responsible. It's dangerous.
There's a reason why in astrology Pisces is the sign of illusion, but Pisces is also the sign of music. Why? Because music is used to cast spells of illusion on people. This is the perfect example. Manipulate. What's the sign of manipulation? You know what I mean? Well, there's several, but I'm saying using music.
Like Cancer? No.
Yeah. well, all of the water signs typically.
All of that.
Yeah. Well, Pisces has what in the 9th house? Scorpio.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, which 9th house Scorpio is extreme manipulation. So these people, honestly, they are spin doctors of illusion. That, like, I saw someone did a post the other day. It was brilliant. Said, do you ever think about how similar the word music and the word magic sound? There's a reason for that. You know, because somebody could tell you something like, I think you should actually just jump off a building. And you'll be like, no. But if they put a melody behind it and a catchy beat,
like jump off a building.
Jump off a building. Now you sing it 30 times a day. That shit becomes more, plausible. Like, maybe I should
it's in
do
your
it.
unconscious now.
You know what I'm saying? So you can use melody, harmony, improvisation in order to cast spells on people. So these people who are literally like risking going to jail because you're going to stalk someone and put their address out on Twitter or whatever, like, you know what I mean? That's a crime. Like, and for someone who is your favorite artist to say, thank you for stalking her. Thank you for revealing her personal information to me. Like, yo, stop. Like, again, Saturn and Aquarius, where's the responsibility to the collective here? Stop.
That is just terrible. I don't know. I've been kind of like a little bit.
She's definitely using the internet irresponsibly. God damn.
Very much so. Very much so. Marie, you're muted. If you was talking.
Yeah, I was agreeing. I said, well, that's the Saturn and Aquarius, irresponsible internet use, irresponsible use of your network as well, and really, quite honestly, just Sagittarius, when Ty said all Sagittarius just need to chill, Sagittarius is also broadcasting. So some of this shit that people are broadcasting, they just need to chill, especially if they're not going to be responsible for it. You know what I mean? Like right now, all these rap artists, females, are going hand in hand, battling each other and all this other shit with no regard to what it's doing to the mentality of their followers. No regard whatsoever. They relish in that shit. They like their tweets. They retweet them. You don't know who you retweeting and tweeting, and you need to be responsible for that as well. You retweeting the motherfucker who back there with a Barty gun, sitting there like, I can't wait to use it. Did she just like my tweet? We're going to war, y'all. We're going to war. She just gave me the green light. She gave me the green light.
Well, no people's mental stability or lack thereof.
Right, and no, you can't stop all of it. And I'm not saying that they need to be some godsend to be like, okay, all my fans, stop what you're doing. Don't be violent. Don't do all of this. But not to say anything at all. Not to even acknowledge that it exists.
That's really irresponsible.
It's irresponsible.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Astrology Ladies Roundtable, where we discuss astrology in a practical way using real life examples. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll know when we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.